5:59 p.m. We have review of meeting minutes from September 15th, 2025. Did you guys have any discussion on those?
I have no concern.
No concerns? Make a motion to approve meeting minutes from September 15th, 2025 as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we have a resignation from the school committee that we've received, so we have an opening now. So I want to thank Caitlin for her time on the committee, and wish her well. And we have that opening, so we are posting for that.
Correct.
And then we will schedule with the school committee if we have any interested parties to look at appointing that vacancy. Just to wrap up the other business before we get started here. Review and approval of treasury warrant. Make a motion that we approve the 6th payroll warrant of fiscal 2026 in the aggregate amount of $237,092.45.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion that we approve the 6th payroll benefit warrant of 2026 in the aggregate amount of $81,601.43.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. With that, it is 6:02, and we'll get started on interviews. Anything before we get started, gentlemen? Good?
Any order on the question?
Well, if you want, I can start, and then if you want to go left or right, it's up to you.
Okay.
You want to take question 2?
Sure.
All right, we'll go 1, 2, and then back to you for 3.
Okay.
Continue round robin.
Absolutely.
All right. Our first candidate for interview tonight is Jen Watroba. Welcome, come on up. You prefer Jen or Jennifer? Okay.
I'll apologize in advance. I'm a little under the weather, so I'm going to do my best with my voice. Sorry.
Understood. So, as you have seen us do before, we're going to go through the questions. We're going to each take turns asking them. Give you an opportunity to respond.
that door. Should we close that? No.
If there is any follow-up, we'll ask follow-up. And then myself and each of my peers here will take a turn at the questions. In the end, we'll come back to you for any questions for us.
Appreciate that.
So, first question, what motivated you to apply for the Community Services Cadet Program in the Erving Police Department?
I have a strong passion for helping others. I love my community, and I want to make a difference. That's truly part of who I am. The Community Service Cadet Program provides an excellent opportunity for a start in law enforcement, a path that I hadn't previously explored, but one that I feel like I would excel at. It would allow me to combine my public service along with my interest in lifetime learning to provide safety and well-being for the town of Erving.
Good?
Question number 2, what do you think are the most important qualities of a good police officer?
I think there are several, so I'll go through them. I believe integrity, professionalism, fairness, handling in every situation. I feel like giving respect, even when respect isn't given back, is extremely important. Strong communication and active listening skills are essential to building community and trust. I also think that lifetime learning as well, I had mentioned that before, is important to adapting to the challenges of policing today. And also keeping calm under pressure. I don't know if I mentioned that.
So if I may, one follow-up question. You used two words, integrity and professionalism, to start your answer. If you are to enter a police academy, you will be provided with a definition of integrity. But if I were to ask you for a definition here and now, which I am, what is integrity to you?
Integrity to me is who you are, your core values. It means doing the right thing when no one's looking.
Thank you. You good, sir? Just one for me.
You good? On question two?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, no,
Thank you. What unique qualities do you believe that you bring to this role and ultimately a patrol officer with the police department?
I bring a broad range of life and professional experiences. As a middle school math teacher, I develop patience, strong communication skills, and the ability to work with challenging individuals. As a treasurer, I handle sensitive information, needed trustworthiness, accuracy, again, that word integrity, as well in my role as treasurer. I also was a surrogate twice, and that demonstrates extraordinary physical and emotional resiliency, compassion, and commitment to others. I think that these experiences have shaped me into the person who I am today, dependable, empathetic, and able to handle difficult situations with professionalism.
Thank you.
Good, gentlemen?
Yep.
Good, thank you. Next question, what challenges do you think police officers face today, and how would you handle them?
Police officers face significant challenges on a daily basis, including mental health, a rise in mental health, drug use, at times lack of public trust. I believe that professionalism and consistencies are best ways to address these situations. I approach tough situations with a calmness. And also, obviously, I think I said this before, treating others with respect when respect isn't returned. And I'd uphold the law, remain fair, and strengthen community by treating everybody with dignity. And to go along with that word dignity, I feel I participate in community meals once a month in a local church, and the person who runs it, Amy Connolly, treats everyone with dignity. She really just greets everybody, gets to know them. I think that's so important, to get to know a person, build that relationship no matter where you're coming from, what needs you have, just getting to know that person on a level of person to person. That to me is treating somebody with dignity, and that's so important, especially in the times that we're in.
All set?
I am.
Question number 5, moving along. Describe a time when you worked as a part of a team. What role did you play, and what was the outcome?
I believe teamwork is involved in every job that you hold. I'll give an example, a specific example. When I first started teaching, Whitebrook Middle School, I had a great team of teachers. And so to me, working with them, it was having each other's back. When I needed something, they were there to help me. When they needed something, I was there to help them. And when people work together as a team, the outcome is much stronger. And I even believe that every job that I've had, I've developed relationships, and I've continued those relationships even after I've left that position. To me, teamwork is like family.
Good.
This job involves taking directions from multiple supervisors. How do you prioritize and manage multiple tasks under pressure?
I believe I thrive in environments where I have multiple priorities. I feel like if I'm not doing a million things, I'm not functioning. I also focus on the most urgent ones first and ensure that nothing falls through the cracks. I believe that I have a really good organizational skills that will adapt me to succeed in this role. Yeah. Oh, what I also want to say too, that we also are human, and humans make errors, and also it's important to own your mistakes as well.
And just as a follow-up to that, maybe more specifically on the prioritize, like how do you approach prioritizing it when you have multiple tasks that are of competing, you know?
Yep, I do focus on the more urgent ones, the ones that have the most weight, I guess. I like to make to-do lists and kind of cross them off and swing back to the ones that I missed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And when needed, ask for help. It's hard sometimes, but
Sorry?
and when needed, ask for help. It's
Ah.
hard sometimes, but if you need help, ask for it.
I am good. You good, Bill? Okay. The average police officer experiences approximately 400 traumatic events during a career, a stark contrast to the 2 to 5 traumatic events that the average person experiences in a lifetime. This exposure to frequent and severe critical incidents increases their risk of developing mental health conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder. How do you manage stress in your life, and what resources, if any, do you use to care for your emotional well-being?
I prioritize my physical and my mental health as managing stress. I'm an avid runner. I exercise daily. I do that to clear my head. It's an excellent way to kind of bring clarity and to kind of peace to your day. I also practice self-care by going outdoors, using breathing techniques, and knowing when I need to pause and reset. I think it's important to practice self-care. I think a lot of us don't do it on a daily basis. But in the past year, I've really focused on that. It makes you a stronger individual. You can't help others until you help yourself.
I have a follow-up question. Do you have someone that you can go to and talk out the day or talk about issues and concerns you might have?
I do. I actually talk to my best friend every morning on my way home from the gym. I do. And I have a wonderful group of friends and family that are extremely supportive of me. And her family is involved in law enforcement, so she understands.
I'm sorry.
Her family is involved in law enforcement, so she understands. I have that.
Is this the friend?
Yes.
Okay.
Good? Good.
This role involves both classroom and field training. How do you approach learning new and potentially challenging material?
I get really excited about lifetime learning and learning new things. I've had several I've had several careers and taken multiple tests and prepared for really challenging situations. I enjoy challenges and see them as opportunities to grow. I learn best by combining study and hands-on approach. And I believe that I'm confident in my adaptability and commitment that will help me succeed in this role. And passing the exams, the physical and the written as well. Sorry, a little bit of brain fog going on right now.
I am good. Good, Bill?
Yep.
Question 9. As a community services cadet, how would you maintain and build upon the relationships that the police department has with the community?
I believe that community relationships are the foundation to effective policing. As treasurer, I have already started to build relationships with residents, and I feel that I could build upon that. Them seeing a familiar face would be a positive. Being visible, approachable, respectful, having conversations, and again, building those relationships further with the residents helps build the community. And yeah, just active listening, I think. I feel like once you get into this role, you're going to understand more on how to do that. But I know the foundation of what I would need to do to start that.
Follow up to number 9. In what ways would you involve yourself with the community as an officer and as a citizen?
In what ways I would, okay. In that role,
Yes.
visiting visiting the school, and being visible and getting to know the students, the teachers, visiting local businesses, having conversations with them, just kind of being out in the public and meeting new people, getting to know them, what are their concerns,
So, if I may, this might be a similar question, framed maybe a little different, to provide a little more context to the answer. As a member of this community, both as a resident and a staff member, is there anything you've observed that our police department has done or currently does in the way of community policing that resonated with you?
It does. Again, stepping out and reaching out to local businesses, getting to know them, really, again, we keep saying building relationships and maintaining that communication, but really getting to know people. It's so important to know who's in your community, what do you need, and just being visible and friendly. I feel like this profession doesn't always get the best, how do I want to word it? the best feedback. I don't know. That's not the word I'm looking for. I apologize, but I feel like we need to bring some positivity to this role, and I'm looking forward to that. And I think that the town of Erving does a great job. Our department's amazing.
Thank you.
All set on nine?
I am, thank you.
Okay. And number 10, do you have any questions the board can answer, or do you have any information, additional information that you'd like to share with us that you think we didn't cover?
I'd just like to emphasize my deep commitment to the town of Erving. I love this town. I love living here. I love working for it, and serving this community. My career path has taken me through many different education, finance, public service, but the common thread is really responsibility, integrity, and just working with people. I do love to work with people. I would be excited to this opportunity about the town that I care so deeply about, ready to serve as a cadet and grow into the officer role. I don't take this lightly. I know this is a very serious job. I've had many people say that I shouldn't do this. I am bound and determined. I am really excited for this, and I'm looking forward to this. And if this doesn't work out, then this is a career path I'm going to explore. I'm really excited for this, and I absolutely take the seriousness of it. To serve and protect, I think that's such a huge role, and I feel that I have the skills to excel at it and do a really good job and serve in whatever community that I work for. Because I'm a very passionate person and dedicated. I guess I will leave it with that.
Any other items or questions? How's that?
None for me, sir.
Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We have another interview tonight, and then we'll deliberate after that.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks. I don't know if you gentlemen want to take a few minutes to score, and then we won't deliberate now. We'll deliberate after, obviously, if you haven't already, or reflect any. We don't have any other business for the next interview. I believe we've covered everything.
Let me double check your agenda.
Okay.
The only thing you have left is to review your draft questions for tomorrow's interviews.
Good point. Do you gentlemen want to take a look at those later, or do you want to take a look at them now? Between interviews. Any preference?
Did we have a set time for the second interview? Was it
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7? So
Yeah,
so
it is
what?
7. Yeah, so we have time.
I was going to say, why don't we tackle them now and
Okay.
get them out of the way?
I'll come back to that. Review and finalize the draft interview questions for the activities coordinator position. Was there any changes, comments, recommendations after having a little more time to review them?
Just in just reading through them one last time, I say they captured the essence of what we discussed and what we were looking for. I have no additional suggestions or revisions.
I had no concerns with the questions.
Okay. I know we spent some time on a couple of them, but
Yep.
we ended up being happy with what's there.
I think so.
Satisfied.
I think we put enough effort into them last week that we
Yeah.
got the
On
result.
reflection, we were there. All right, good. Well, with that, then I'll make a motion that we recess until 7 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll see you at 7. Welcome back to the Select Board meeting. We'll resume at 7:02 PM. Welcome, Casey. How are you? Good, how are you? Good. I'm the chair of the Select Board. These are my fellow board members. We're going to host you for the interview tonight. The format is round robin, so I'll ask the first question, and then each of my peers will take one, and we'll continue through. Give you an opportunity to answer, ask any follow-up questions we may have within that question, and then continue to the next one.
Okay.
Any questions before we get started?
No, sir.
Okay. So first question for tonight, what motivated you to apply for the Community Services Cadet Program at the Erving Police Department?
So, my family has a long history of law enforcement and military. And since I was a kid, I've wanted to be an officer, I would say about 10 or 12 years old. And when I spoke with Officer Waldron a few months back, and he told me about this opportunity as a cadet, I saw it as a chance to work in the community I grew up with and make some changes with myself and hopefully work with some of the people I grew up with and better the community.
Just one quick follow-up question. You just said that you would make changes with yourself. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you mean by that?
Changes among myself, like discipline-wise. I'm hoping that this can help me manage my priorities better and teach me how to work among a team, specifically one with law enforcement, which, as everyone knows, is extremely important.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Casey, this is question 2. What do you think are the most important qualities of a good police officer?
I would say stability, coachability, being able to work in a team, having a clear head, and being able to work with the public.
Good, good.
Question number 3. What unique qualities do you believe that you bring to this role and ultimately as a patrol officer with the police department?
I would say, like I said, about the important qualities of a police officer, I'd say stability and a clear head. I'm able to work in a team. Growing up playing sports, I got very well in tune with working among a large team of people.
Next question. What challenges do you think police officers face today, and how would you handle them?
I would say high levels of stress, multitasking on a much higher scale than what most people are used to, working in situations that before becoming a police officer they wouldn't have ever thought of getting into, and I would also say they deal with a lot of criticism from some of the public, because there are a lot of people who inherently do not like police officers.
Go ahead. It's on the tip of your tongue, I think, so I'll let you go first.
In terms of the ability to deal with criticism, and specifically coming from those who inherently do not like police officers, how would you respond to, or how would you imagine yourself responding to that anti-police sentiment if it was directed at you specifically?
I would keep myself as calm as possible, keep a clear head, try and show that person that I'm not there just out to get them, that I'm not just trying to be the bad guy in that situation, I would say. I would try and come at them more of a human being than just an officer.
Thank you.
Similar to the latter part of the question about like how would you handle the things that you listed, similar to what Jim asked. You brought up working in unexpected or kind of foreign situations that people may not encounter if they weren't in that field of law enforcement. How would you handle situations of that sort that you've not experienced before?
If I wasn't sure what to do, I would ask a veteran officer or one of my supervisors of what I should do. And if I didn't have the opportunity to ask a superior, I would use the best of my common sense and try and come at the situation as calm and as steady as I can, so I don't overreact or do anything I'm not supposed to.
Thank you.
Describe a time when you worked as part of a team. What role did you play, and what was the outcome?
So I grew up playing sports, football, baseball, hockey, a little bit of lacrosse. And at one point, I played as team captain my junior year. I think the outcome was the bond with my teammates and my coaches got stronger. Myself and my teammates got better. And I would say overall, I got better as with working with a team and as taking directions.
As could you repeat that?
As taking directions, like just being coachable.
Yeah.
Good, Jim? Bill, sorry.
Yes.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes?
Good, Jim, go ahead.
All right, question number 6. This job involves taking directions from multiple supervisors. How do you prioritize and manage multiple tasks under pressure?
So I would take the most important task that was given to me first and prioritize that. Or if I'm not sure what needs to be done first, I would go up the chain of command, whoever is my supervisor, and ask them what should be done first. And as I said before with one of the other questions, if I don't have the chance to ask a supervisor, I would just use my common sense, take the task that is most important at hand, and finish that first. And I think how I'd prioritize them under pressure is if I could, I'd ask as many questions as I needed to.
Good, gentlemen.
Yep, good, thank you.
Number 7, the average police officer experiences approximately 400 traumatic events during a career, a stark contrast to the 2 to 5 traumatic events the average person experiences in a lifetime. This exposure to frequent and severe critical incidents increases their risk of developing mental health conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder. How do you manage stress in your life, and what resources, if any, do you use to care for your emotional well-being?
How I would say I manage stress is if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll talk to someone, ask questions. Sometimes I'll ask other people besides friends or family to get their outlook. And any resources I would say is I'm religious, so I would say that I use God and the Bible. I use what the Lord says.
good, thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
This role involves both classroom and field training. How do you approach learning new and potentially challenging material?
I would approach learning new material with a positive mindset. I always love learning, especially when it comes to physical training. More of a hands-on learner. And with classroom training, I'm in college right now. I like to learn. I like to figure out things that are new to me. You know, it's always exciting.
Good. So, question number 9 is, as a community services cadet, how would you maintain and build upon the relationships that the police department has with the community?
I would say that first I would take the training that was given to me and learn from some of my superiors, build off of what they're doing, and use, I would say, my my humility towards others, and just build off of my own positivity, I would say. Try and make life for the community better and as easy as possible.
Can you give us examples of how you'd go about doing that?
If I was to encounter someone, say on like a ride along or just working with another officer, I would try and greet them with positivity and not try not to give off the energy of just another officer. I would try to make them feel at ease, because when most people encounter law enforcement, most of the time they get kind of nervous just because they're talking to an officer.
So, the follow-up question I have to that is, in your experience so far in life and from a civilian perspective, is there any type of community policing that you've witnessed, any type of specific act or event that resonated with you that said that's what community policing is about? Or
So, I forget if it was in 2021 or 2022 one of my close friends was at a pretty low point in his life, and he was making some pretty bad decisions one night, and he happened to run into an officer while he was walking through Greenfield. The officer noticed that he was visibly distraught, and he didn't want to talk to anybody. He just wanted to, in his own words, he just wanted to disappear. And that officer, what he said that officer did was, he acted like he wasn't wearing a badge. He wasn't a cop that day. He talked to my friend for over an hour, just asking him what's going on, what he's been dealing with, how he's been feeling. And after the long conversation, they had a long embrace, like a hug. And after that night, my friend, because of the officer, he started going to therapy. He started talking to people about his problems. It essentially turned his life around and helped him pull himself out of the depression that he was in.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Good, sir.
Good, thank you.
Last question to wrap up is, do you have any questions for the select board that we can answer? And/or do you have any additional information that you'd like to share with us that you related to, your candidacy that you think we didn't already cover?
The question I have is, what are like the basic duties I would be fulfilling as a cadet? Because when I talked to both Officer Brandon Bryant and Mitch Waldron, they both said I'd be working in and out of the department. Out of the department, would that be like ride-alongs and stuff?
That's a great question. Do you have it? Do you want to start
So,
with that one?
there is a wide range of things. It is a position where we're bringing somebody in. And my understanding, the program's designed to have certain benchmarks that would be looking for a cadet to satisfy. Again, the internal, the interview process, the background checks, be assessing physical fitness abilities, making sure that people are capable of handling that, those aspects of the job. You'd be exposed to, instructed how to deal with different software platforms that we use for record keeping, how to communicate properly through official channels, other skills and abilities associated with the job in terms of equipment and tools, heavy emphasis on policy and procedure, which would be more of a classroom type of scenario. And then, understanding the legal process involved, what different types of things beyond criminal or constitutional law you might encounter, where you would fall back on other legislation, other legal language, other requirements, and how to deal with different situations that you would expect to be encountered. So, you know, there is a mix with the overarching goal of this candidate being prepared to succeed in an academy, to graduate and to become a sworn law enforcement officer. So it's a great question. I thank you for asking it. But yeah, there would be a combination both inside the station, outside the station, and other places where that learning may be acquired.
Okay.
Just add on the out, kind of the in and out part, you know, some of that is likely, you know, ride-alongs, going out doing community events, or, you know, working with patrol officers to do community engagement, you know, going out on calls potentially, you know, riding along and seeing how operations go within the scope of what you've been trained to be able to, you know, participate or observe.
Yep.
Things like that.
Okay.
I think that's the out of the in and out, roughly. Again, that'll be developed, you know, with the cadet and with the leadership from the chief and sergeant on, you know, in terms of just the day-to-day. How that gets implemented will be determined by the chief in the program. Anything to add, Bill, to that? Or?
I guess the only thing I'd add, both selectmen covered in a general sense everything a cadet would be involved in, but clearly cadets don't have any official police powers.
Yep.
They're acting solely in a learning environment, and are there only to assist and follow the orders of the officers. They're official duty officers, if you will. And it's meeting the public, greeting the public, you know, letting them know who you are, learning who they are. That type of activity, as well as Jim stated, policy, heavy on policy and procedures, and getting ready for future academy date.
Yeah, that's really the goal, is to go through, you know, an appropriate amount of the checklists and sign-offs to determine that the cadet is, you know, the chief believes and is going to be a successful candidate at the police academy, and that is the right path for the candidate, for the cadet, and for the town to move that person forward. Did you have any other questions or anything else you'd like to add?
No, that was my one burning question.
Okay, thank you. Well, good, gentlemen? You good?
Good.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to deliberate, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Appreciate the opportunity. Absolutely. You're welcome.
want me to just leave this paper here?
Yes, please.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts?
I was
For
going
you?
to ask if I might take a 5-minute recess before we deliberate to use the restroom.
Of course.
I shall return.
All right. Gentlemen. What are your thoughts?
Asking me or Mr. Bembury or both
Yes.
of us? Yes.
Either.
I'm gonna
Both, either.
confer to you gentlemen and
Okay.
wait to hear.
All right. So what I will begin by saying is I thought both candidates provided fair to good answers. There wasn't any one thing that was a wow, aha, sealed the deal moment for me. I have no doubt that either candidate will be a good fit for us. I have no doubt in today's hiring climate that both of these candidates will be picked up by, if not us, some other agency. They both bring some skills and some qualities available. I thought they were very closely matched in many ways, based on the requirements that we asked for in the job. They satisfy those. If I compared all things and ended up, I'll say, is based on the responses I got, we got, and the results, I believe that the first candidate, Ms. Wetruba, scored slightly higher with me. The answers were a little more developed. Explanations in applying life and professional experience. That is what would tip the scale in that direction for me.
Just strictly scoring kind of on the answers, I agree. I think slight advantage there. For me, it was a bit of a mix. Some had, some questions. Each candidate had some strengths at answering versus the other. Some didn't. So I think there was a little, for me, some questions, one did better than the other, but again, none. It wasn't consistently like one was just well above the other in terms of that. I agree, and I don't want to just repeat what you said. I think they both could do the job, and what we're looking for in the cadet, and will likely have successful opportunities in law enforcement, based on what I heard tonight, here or otherwise. Bill?
I would agree with Jim. There wasn't a whole lot of difference for me in scoring both candidates. Jennifer's answers were a little more precise. She was a little bit more sure of herself, and she clearly projected more experience, life experience as well as educational experience. I especially liked her answers to how she would help herself, and she said part of that would be through physical activity, which I think is great, and that she has friends and family that she relies on. Casey pretty much said the same thing, but her answers were just much more precise, and her educational background is much more precise. Her working background is much more precise. And I think as a candidate, I have no doubt that at some point Casey would be a candidate for that type of position. I don't currently see him. I don't currently see him there yet. But I have no doubt that with Jennifer's educational background and experience that she's not going to have any difficulty in the cadet program or in the academy. And one of my biggest concerns is we've seen a lot of people come in and get chosen for the position only to not be able to make it through the physicality of the academy itself, not be able to meet the physical requirements, not less the educational requirements. And I don't think she'd have a problem in that area. So I clearly agree with the board that candidate number one is the best candidate of the two.
So, if we are to make a decision and move forward, there are certain requirements, background checks, screenings and whatnot. Some other things that would need to be worked out. Do we have a,
If I may, before you complete the kind of language and around that, one thing for the board to be aware of is we recently became aware of some items related to the cadet position that we need to, the union has brought up to that need bargaining, that we're going to bargain over or discuss with regards to the cadet program. So given that that is just recently, came to our attention and now we need to do that, I would maybe caution against setting a date. We can come to a decision. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But whether or not we want to set a date, not knowing exactly how long that'll take, I think we want to be expeditious about working through that, and already have a meeting for us to begin discussions about that planned for Monday to get that process underway. But that may be my only caution about setting a firm offer date. I don't think, again, it's up to us, but if we did, I would encourage us to give a little more maybe runway than we normally did if we're going to go that route, or to, if we identify, and determine that we want to make an offer but are, pending a date. I think that those are the couple ways we could approach it.
So our meeting with the union to negotiate conditions of the cadet program have nothing to do with the hiring process.
So without, I can't get into it here just because it's negotiations related or potentially could be. We have a executive session strategy, schedule planned for Monday, the 29th, to share and understand what the union has raised relative to the position, and then we can figure out how we're going to respond and go from there. I can't get into the details really here right now, but I would say that they don't. It's not relative to hiring or not hiring, obviously.
Right.
That to your point, I think what you're trying to get at, but probably more around I don't know, administration of and such, so it does affect like it's something that needs to be ironed out before I would highly suggest before we actually have a candidate start work.
So with a start date to be determined.
That's my recommendation, or give some runway. I mean, we're going to do everything to do it quickly, obviously. This is late baking and last minute, so we don't want to delay. We know it's taken a while, and delay. I don't want to delay further. I don't think any of us do. But I do think we want to.
Yeah, my only concern is that this process could take a year or more. And you don't believe that?
I
think
don't.
we can resolve
Okay.
it.
I don't think it'll need to be that long. And I guess maybe to that point, I'm recommending that we either set a date far out, or, farther out than we normally would, or we set pending a date for now. A few weeks down the road, we'll have a better sense of where we are. If we feel we need to make a different decision at that point, we have that. We still have that option, right? To then come back and make it set a date.
Okay.
Based on where we are. So I am not, I don't think it'll be something that takes that long, and I am not at all recommending that we would wait in that kind of time.
Okay.
Not at all. Just whether it takes 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something where my mind's at.
So with the holiday season quickly approaching, scheduling, some of these requirements are going to take a longer time than normal anyways. That's what I would predict.
In terms of actually
in
getting
terms of
someone
the
screened
cadet
and
satisfying the screening and whatnot, I know anecdotally, somebody very close to me, it took quite some time just to get an appointment. So
Oh, yeah,
that's the basis of that thought. Should we be more inclined to leave it as a TBD or to set, say, a 6 or an 8 week? Or
What is our next meeting after the 29th so far? Is October 14th?
Mm-hmm.
So it's about 3 weeks from tonight is our next meeting.
Right.
Regularly scheduled meeting at the moment. So we could do either. We could say that, and we could plan to come back to it on the 14th, and maybe we're in a better position to set a date at that point, or a little more firm about when that might make most sense to set for, or we can do something like that. And then if we need to make an adjustment, we can let them know. I think it's unfortunate, but that this is where we are. But we didn't know last week. This wasn't something that we were aware of last week to address. So,
Could I
do you
just
have some recommendation or thought?
if you just for sort of to keep this moving, to give us enough time, I think if we recommended a tentative start date of Monday, November 3rd, that would get us several weeks to do all of the pre-employment background work that we typically need to do, to your concern that it may take a little extra time to get appointments done. And also to give us the opportunity for you all to meet and for me to follow up with the union. And if for some reason that's not going to be tenable, I can bring back to you on October 14th an update, and you can make an adjustment if that's necessary.
And is that Monday, November 3rd, the start of a pay period?
It is. Well, the Monday of a new pay period, so.
The Monday of a new pay
Yep.
period.
That's about 6 weeks.
Yep.
Right. Just for clarity.
So, to move the conversation forward, I will make a motion to appoint Jennifer Wetruba as the Community Services Cadet at a starting pay rate of grade NP1 step 1 at $18.21 an hour for a regularly scheduled 40 hours per week with a 1-year probationary period, pending a pre-employment medical screening and a Corey check, with a tentative start date of Monday, November 3rd, 2025.
Second.
Brian, just given I have not been able to catch up on emails today, I know that I had some questions that we needed council clarification given her existing roles and potential conflicts. Is there anything based on what you got back so far that we would need to incorporate in a motion?
Need to? No.
Okay.
That just full
I
transparency.
mean, to elaborate,
Yeah.
if there were conflicts or restrictions.
But that's something the candidate's aware of, and would need to take the necessary steps to accept this job. So
So there was, and just for clarity, what they are all exactly, there's just some things around like statutory requirements for hours or positions that you can hold within a town, more than one, elected, not elected, those sorts of things that some of us have all experienced probably at different times.
Yes.
And they're all nuanced by what positions they are and what you hold and all that. So I know she's looked into them, and we also were confirming some of those with council. So it sounds like from what you're saying, Brian, just because I haven't caught up on the responses, whatever actions might be required to ensure compliance, she is aware of, and she would take. We don't need to be concerned that they are in our motion.
correct.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion?
None.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So, next meeting's tomorrow night, obviously. We have interviews. And then the 29th. Tomorrow night, same time. Yep. And we have a couple other small items on the agenda to handle, probably
Send your
after.
packet over this evening.
Huh?
I'm gonna send your packet for tomorrow over to this evening.
Yep.
It's very,
A
very
couple quick items to handle, as we did tonight. And then the 29th, we're looking at a meeting. We may have a little bit of regular business, and then we'll have executive session to cover the topic discussed and another topic. Right now, that's what I've got for next schedule. Any other items you guys have? Okay. With that, motion to adjourn at 7:59.
Second.
Have a good night.